as Project Storm here at CEO. But as you heard on the announcement, it's time for StepManiaX.
It's time for StepManiaX.
On Disney Channel. Yeah, it looks like both of our players.
Okay. Yeah, I think
it is just offline now.
It's offline right now. Yeah, just hotspotting is a little tricky here. We don't have convention Wi-Fi over here.
The other cab was working.
Yeah. It goes left to right, whatever is displayed over here. Yep, just some rules clarification.
Do they know they get a warm-up?
Y'all get a warm-up. If y'all want,
you want a warm-up song, yeah, you get a warm-up. You can play something that's not there.
They're like, they just want to go right into it. No warm-up. Meanwhile, a lot of us at the higher level, we want as much warm-up as possible.
Pretty much.
Yeah, warming up.
Something.
I'm interested in your methods of warming up, but the way I've always described it, there's more to it than just getting your legs moving. You try to want to feel out panel behavior compared to other pads. You try different footwork to see like what you can get away with.
Yeah.
Like how light can I step for it still trigger? Okay, I'll keep that in mind that like the bottom right corner of this specific panel feels different, or this might be a little more sensitive, you know?
And especially if you're used to playing on arcade pads that aren't quite as modified as these, you might have some things that are triggering easier that normally wouldn't trigger for you, which can benefit you and it can hurt you because you might get a center panel early, or you might have a bracket that comes up that you can just do now that you couldn't before. So here we go with song number 1, which is That Night, the 16.
Both players perfectly executing the lifts, but you don't see too much in hard mode. And just like we mentioned, I don't know much about Xanax, but they did mention they play ITG, so that they can handle these more straightforward patterns pretty well. Not too far ahead, only about a 300 point difference.
Yeah. It's always nice to have that break in a song and you can actually see exactly what that point difference is. Yeah, about 340. Like, exactly 340 difference. Shout out to my math teachers in middle school for helping me
do some quick mental math.
Yeah.
All right, going about 70% of the song. Miko's got a slight lead still as the song gets gradually more complex with more notes.
Yeah, both players keeping a perfect full combo on this. And song number 1 will go to Miko.
But 5 stars for both players.
Yep.
Without even warming up at all.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've
just jumping in.
Some of them travel pretty far to get here. Traveling, having to play today.
And that was actually Zalix's Protect that Miko took it on, so
yeah. So we'll see if Zalix will return the favor and take Miko's Protect, which happens a lot in tournament play. Just because you're protected doesn't mean you're guaranteed to win it.
I didn't even really realize we have a song called Falling in Love, and then we got Falling in Love again.
Yeah.
Which was not in-house made, but you know, like, kind of more facilitated for StepManiaX.
Yes. I don't believe it's on Match VP. I know the new song Ecstasis was a Match VP crossover. All right, song number 2, Falling in Love. Are you ready?
Action. And we're only ramping up the difficulty here. It goes from our first one being a 16 to 17, and then 19, 18 if we get to song 4 and 5. So we'll see how both players' timing holds up, and if they're able to keep that perfect attack going really strong. I find the intro of this song hard to time, just with
especially to the vocals.
Yeah. Once you get into the later parts of the song, it becomes a bit easier.
Going to a small break into the song. Slightly. Gotta watch out for those offbeats after the freezes. triggering the mind tip, but this song ramps up a lot with more unbroken 8-note strings with some centers thrown in there. Miko building up a pretty sizable lead going to the last 15% of the song.
Yeah, a good 1,000 points. Oh, the spin to deal with is totally fine, though. We get a 99K.
Yeah, and still a full comfort zone. He's got thrown up by the spin at the end.
Just solid 17 perfects.
Do you like that? Do you like that spin? Yeah, that spin just snuck up on y'all. All right, song number 3, Crazy Baby. Miko going up 2-0 in this part of the song, or this part of the match. And then on the other cabinet, we have Allery and Freya playing on Pilot's stream.
Player 2 ready. Okay.
And again, we have a second laptop that's unmonitored that has all the matches recorded, which is a big step up. Last year we couldn't record one machine due to hardware limitations, so we try to make an effort to have something so that everyone has their matches available to them online.
I think it's important on something like this. You might be seeing some perfects you don't want, but to not let it get to you mentally. It's very easy to think, oh, I'm messing up a lot, but you have to realize your opponent is doing the same part. That may be tough to time, and you can't let that affect the later parts of your gameplay. And you can't really, you have to just shake those mistakes off and just keep going. That's something very hard with rhythm games and dance games in particular, is not taking that mental damage from making a mistake. And a lot of us are used to, oh, we made a mistake, maybe we'll reset the song. But in tournament, that is not the case. You have to just keep going.
Yeah, especially with immediate feedback. You think, oh, I just streaked up 3 earlies. Let me correct, and then sometimes you overcorrect too much.
Yep. Yeah, it looks very similar to our first 2 matches where Miko is just gaining a lead and it's just building slowly. It is a bit closer than our other ones, so we'll see with the last couple steps here if there's anything that might trip either player up.
But, you know, Miko's a SMX main too, so that also contributes to Miko's performance.
It was a 995, and Miko takes song 3.
And a solid 98 PFC for Zalix. So for someone that doesn't play StepManiaX, so that's a very respectable score to get in a tournament environment.
8 perfects SDP.
Yeah. And as you can see on the screen, even though the machine's offline, you can still save your scores as long as it's linked with the QR code.
The player's getting a quick little friendly selfie to commemorate their match. It's always good to see friendly competition between players because it's all for fun. I mean,
and that's a really important part about the side events here, especially having one that's focused on the women and non-binary representation. It's a way to gather people together. All about inclusivity. That word.
I was about to say one of those two words.
English is hard. My prediction is it's most likely to be Cydia versus Lara Victory coming up next on this cabinet. Yeah, I see them stretching behind the machine right now. And then the winner of Ali and Freya played with Laura.
Okay, here are the results.
Who has not played on any of the machines at all today because she's been too busy running the first pool.
Yep.
Along with any other setup we've been doing over the last basically 48 hours of the event.
All right.
Oh, we have the song draw.
Become Astral is our protect from Sid.
Ready to become a StepManiaX?
And I believe for Lara Victory doesn't even have the game in her country.
Wild.
Well, we're gonna be seeing Big Boss. That'll be fun.
Yeah, Big Boss.
Any Big Boss fans in the chat?
Get your Big Bosses in the chat.
Yeah, I know. If I'm in the chat right now, I would be screaming Big Boss. So y'all better not let me down here. And our other two songs after that, if we go to 4 and 5, would be Who Are You and Everybody Get Up. Become Astral is definitely a tricky one.
Yeah, especially for someone that doesn't play SMX. This would be a very tough set read for Laura Victory. Whereas Speed King, there's a couple Eurobeat songs in Pump It Up Phoenix. Simon Says is a pretty notable one. So that's pretty good, like, adjacent. I'm not sure if they even knew it was a Eurobeat song in the first place, but it's very difficult to kind of see what do you even do as your strategy for someone that doesn't even have access to the game in your country? Like, you just pick up the song jacket and say, I like that song jacket, let's go for that one. Since you don't know what the song sounds like before you use your protect on a song, or you use a veto.
Kind of just have to go with it and hope for the best.
Yep. But here we have a quick warm-up by them.
That is one of the beautiful things with SMX, though, is because it's got similar fundamentals to the other dance games, DDR and ITG, that players can kind of just pick it up and be okay with it. Like, there are things that you have to learn, and things that don't show up in some of those games particularly. But other than that, it's mostly just step in the same kind of way and just go, let me give it a shot, see how it goes.
Yeah, I will say for a Pump It Up main, and I know you played enough Pump It Up yourself to have a understanding of the game, the lack of target arrows is very difficult for a lot of visual players in Pump, because a lot of times people tend to play late Pump due to the asynchronous window it has, where I believe that the late window is 3 times larger than the early window. Something like 32 seconds versus 96 milliseconds. It might not be that exact, but it's pretty big like that. So people tend to hit late. So you might see a lot of Pump It Up players who play this game for the first time get really good combos, but just really either early judgments because they're rushing everything, or late judgments because they're used to hitting later. Cydia looking clean on electric. Cydia had told me prior to coming here that they have not touched SMX in a good while.
Full combo.
But yeah, look at that. Laura Victory pulling off a PFC. And she's also played at Byte as well. She attends Beast in the East for Pump It Up event. They do a lot of other women's non-binary tournaments over there as well for all the games. So she's played SMX before, just pretty much at tournaments.
So we're going to get to song number 1, which is Cydia's Protect, Become Astral.
This one's going to be very hard with the BPM changes involved.
Yeah.
And she's not aware of being able to use mods on this game. As she's here on the multiplier side, trying to figure out what BPM she wants to read. A lot of pump players tend to read really fast.
Player 1.
They use this pays off.
Yeah, they use auto velocity in the game just to like get them to hit later.
For me, 500 is flying. I know there are players who read at 500, but
on a StepManiaX,
yeah,
it's flying. I'm a 500 user myself, but it's definitely flying.
This right now is half speed.
Yeah. What's nice for sight reading is you do have visual indicators based on the color of the line to tell you if it's speeding up or slowing down.
Here we go with our first speed up.
Oh, caught her off guard.
The good thing if you end up going, I am reading too fast, is you can look at your opponent's screen if they're reading slower. But you don't really get to get the feedback that you would like because you're looking at theirs. So you see a mistake happen on their side, and you have to remember that's not you doing it.
And
it looks like Laura is looking at her side. She is able to read this fast.
But what's nice about the 3 of 5, like at least that mistake didn't cost you your whole match. It'll definitely affect the final outcome, but at least you have 2 songs to like kind of bounce back from that. So, okay, let me choose a different speed mod instead.
Yep. And here we go with the speed up again. You got to be ready for those yellow lines and red lines for your stops.
Yeah. Despite all the different rhythms and speed changes, she's still keeping a pretty good combo. Cydia has maintained a yellow combo going through the whole song.
300 combo.
So Cydia will take song 1. They are getting 99K on that.
And
with 50 perfects.
the only thing that hurt Laura Vitch was just the speed changes, really. You look at the graph, the 2 sets of lates were just on the speed changes, really. Everything else is perfectly fine for them.
And now we're going to go from the speed changes to the speed king.
Yeah. Speed King should be a little more comfortable in comparison, especially like a higher BPM song. A lot of pump songs are in like the upper like 200 BPM range on average, probably.
Yeah, Laura's still opting to read at that higher speed of close to 500.
Yeah.
Let's kick the tires and
You know,
light
the
the
SMX
fires.
player in me wants to step in and be like, there's an M-mod option, but I also don't want to coach somebody.
Until after their match, you know.
Yeah.
Not mid-match. But yeah,
Without it being kind of almost facilitated beforehand.
got thrown off by the syncopation already. Cydia coming out with a perfect full combo out of the intro. Laura, a couple of mishaps on the different rhythms of the song. Are bouncing that back pretty well, keeping gold afterwards. I want to say that was maybe 500 to 600 points apart despite that miss, so not too far.
I think it's a little more. I think there's maybe 1,000 in there as well. Cydia
Dropped
dropped
these
that
early.
gold. Still has the lead.
400 combo.
Nice.
Cydia will take song number
Still
2.
got a 98 and then a 99 from Cydia.
Hey, that was excellent. Select the next
So we're going to song 3.
Yeah, the one and only
Big Boss. Super fly high. Hey, you want to take me around?
You want to quit.
Big Boss to the top. I was like, when the lyrics, as I had to think about the lyrics for a second. I've definitely listened to Big Boss enough to know the lyrics.
If you want me, splash me down, I think.
Let's do this.
I guess they thought it was a 2 or 3. Or I don't know what happened there.
But there's a microphone. Good old pad mic.
Selected. Select options.
We're all dancing out here. We all love this song.
Our person doing card draw MCAT is the Big Boss themselves. I have a funny story. We went to a restaurant called Senior Frogs in Orlando when we were at IAPA last November, and they sat down. They put like little signs, like the comic book like pop out things. Her said Big Boss.
That's awesome. Are you going to song number 3?
The gallop not tripping either player. Well executed there. The lift claims
The
2
lift.
victims.
Yep. It's definitely a tricky 18.
And with that, Laura
Laura
Victory
having the
takes
lead
the
right
lead
now,
for the
yeah.
first time this match. Let's see if she can hold on to it.
Gallops giving a little trouble.
All just because she doesn't know the song.
The spin on that. Yep. Either having to switch your foot on that center panel or do some like bracketing tech in order to keep that hold. And Cydia with a sizable lead now, keeping the perfect full combo outside of the lifts.
400 combo.
Here we go.
barely
So
dropped
it
that
takes us at
freeze.
99K.
Now good match. Sorry, I went full best of 3 and I was like,
New high score.
yeah.
Reselect.
Both of our players having a good time. Friendly competition. It's just great to see people getting to do what they love and hanging out.
And we love seeing players that main other games give SMX a shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
See how they do. Yeah, especially with her just not playing the game, she still kept up a pretty good fight against some of that main SMX like Cydia.
I think the only thing that really tripped up Laura was other than the lift, which trips up everyone.
Just not knowing how the sound of the para part goes. So she ran a little late on it just because she didn't react to it early
that,
enough.
but also the center panel with the spin.
Oh yes,
and
yes,
that's
the
just
spin.
something that if you have not played StepManiaX before, it is tricky to actually execute because you basically feel like you have to reach your foot around your entire body.
Yeah,
And
if you don't know
well,
it's
you either
coming.
actually do the spin or you have to foot switch on it or do bracket tech in
Yep.
order to make it work. And it's just something that every player has to learn once you get up to about this level of 18, pretty much. Spins happen in the game. And
I'm going to
are
go watch
part
Laura
of it.
play, so I will hop off the microphone for a second.
We don't want to commentate it?
I would like to watch it in person, so unfortunately
We're
I would not
watching
be
in person right here.
Yeah,
No, you go
we
for
watch.
it. Yeah, definitely. Be the spectator fan.
Yep.
And then come back, and then I'm going to take a break.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
good to me.
All right, we have Laura and Freya going up. We have our card draw, too. Freya is protecting Charlene, an old ITG song. Laura with DMT, Do My Thing. And then we go to, well, we'll go to song 3, which will be Rad, we saw earlier. Very tricky on rhythms. And if we go to song 4 and 5, we have Baseline Chatter and Burbank Nights. So just a lot of variety as far as difficulty. We go 16, 18, 19, 18, 17. So kind of spike it up in the middle. Guaranteed to see those first 3 songs, we're going to see the easiest of the 5 based on difficulty, and then going up to the harder ones right away. And then if we go to song 4 and 5, it will go down a difficulty just a bit.
Confirmation.
We're going to have a quick warm-up on Paradise, which has a slowdown. Good warm-up song.
Ice in a snowstorm.
Looks like we're leaving the announcer on. I don't know about it. The background looks like it's on 25%. Let's go.
Combo. Combo.
We go with the slowdown really quick.
300 combo.
Now, in our set, I don't believe we have any songs that have a slowdown, but we do have, I think, some gimmicks with Rad, just some freezes. And outside of Rad, I think that's it. I don't know if DMT has any sort of roll tech like the Wild Chart does, but we're gonna have something more straightforward than what we just saw as far as as far as speed goes. It'll just be kind of more timing based. So we're gonna go with song 1, which is Freya's Protect on Charlene.
Select the next track. Okay. Get ready to rock. Are you ready?
Here we go.
Go.
We have a 1 perfect difference. Might be a little more than that. It's really kind of just trading. It could go either way, just based off of what we're seeing right now.
100 combo.
Right now, Laura's got a slight lead. About 300 points.
200 combo.
As long as she could finish off strong, she would be taking song number 1, but we still got a bit of song to go. And Laura takes song number 1 with a 99-1. So Laura takes that on Freya's Protect.
That was great.
We're going to song number 2, Laura's Protect on DMT. Faster song. We got 2 songs at 170 BPM in this set, and then if we go to Burbank Nights, it would be 174. So yeah, we're going to ramp up that difficulty a little bit. Go to our plus chart. And these players are going to do their thing.
Are you ready? Action.
The gallops here being very tricky. Both players having a little bit of trouble with it, but it looks like Freya's coming out on top at the beginning of this.
100 combo.
That center panel tricking Freya up. Gallops getting both players, and now some mine avoidance. Both players doing great on the mine avoidance. Laura with a slight lead. Still got some song to go, some more syncopation. More mines to avoid. Back to the Gallop, and Laura taking song number 2 on her Protect. Close match still, only 600, a little less than 600 points between the two of them. Just kind of getting tripped up at some parts in particular, but still going well. And we will go to song 3, which is Rad. This chart, DMT having a bit more of gameplay checking than I remember, just having the center panel patterns, having the mines, and having a few like tricky little fast gallops, whereas now we've got Rad, which is just more syncopated. It might be more of Freya's playstyle, but only the match itself is going to show that. So we will see if Laura is able to take this 3-0, or if we're going to be going further into this match, into a song 4, possibly even a song 5. So here we go with song number 3, Rad. Both players smiling, talking, having a good time.
Are you ready? Let's see the energy.
Freya starting with the lead, handling those center panels very well. Laura slipping up a little bit. As we saw this chart earlier, we're gonna see some like foot switches with those center panel right here, foot switch. Freya keeping the perfect full combo and coming out top with the lead right now. We'll get to see what that lead is exactly here in just a moment at this break. Yeah, a very good lead. Still more song to go, more foot switches. But again, this is going to be the toughest song out of the 5. And it's only going to go down in difficulty from here. A little slip up on that last foot switch part. I think we'll have one more at the end. But Freya still having the lead over Laura on this. And it looks like we will be going to Baseline Shatter, our 4th song. Yep. Freya taking that. Just a little trouble on the tech. It is a tough chart. Going into hard 19s and hard 20s, there is some stuff in there that even the wild charts don't touch at that level. A good job by both players to be able to handle something like that. But good on Freya to be able to take that song and move it further into the match, looking to make the reverse 3-0 at this point. So we're going to Baseline Shatter, another plus chart.
Player 1, ready. Let's see what you can do.
Personally, I really love this song. Really tight at the moment. Freya with just a very slight lead.
200
We'll have another break here in a second to be able to see what that lead is exactly. About 800, I think. Well, we still got some song to go. Slight misjudgment on that gimmick. But Freya's still with the lead going into the end. Some very DDR style patterns. It looks like not many center panels there, making it easy to handle. Freya taking song number 4, and we are gonna go to a song number 5 in this set. Are we gonna have Laura clutch it out and be able to take this after winning the first 2 songs, or is Freya gonna do the reverse 3-0? You will see. We're going to Burbank Nights, which is the fastest BPM song out of all 5. And has some guitar lead parts, so overall it might be a little trickier to follow the exact beat and rhythm at times. But both these players showing that they can handle these charts and, you know, giving it their all. So we're going into song 5, each player wishing each other luck. And here we go with Burbank Nights.
Go for it.
Starting off just absolutely neck and neck. Laura just messing up on that little bit of syncopation there. But Freya also having a mistake. Both players still neck and neck. Freya with a very slight lead, but just a couple perfects would be just enough to swing it. So really just got to keep your timing intact and just stay focused on the prize. This is really going to come down to just who keeps it together better here. Yeah, it's like 70 points difference. 1 or 2 perfects is all that it would be. We're having a little bit of trouble timing some of this, but you could have a simple pattern give a miss. Still both very close. Laura's inching out with the lead. Laura takes it by 57 points. 57 points is it. All that it came down to was basically those misses happening and not being a late. A couple perfects outside of just that nearby window. But what a great match to go to song 5 and be just right there. And just, again, keeping your eye on the prize and going, I can do this, and shaking off a mistake and being able to just keep going and taking the win there.
Here are the scores for the songs that we just played.
This is why I love StepManiaX, y'all. Like, come on. You don't see stuff like this in every dance game. When it gets to be that neck and neck, that close, it's exhilarating to watch. And both these players, you know, just having respect for each other and other players having respect for them as well. It's awesome to see just how close it can get with what we've got. So congrats to both players on doing as great as they did. But we still got more matches to go. So let's look at what we've got now. I don't know if we're going to do a warm-up or if we're just going straight into it, but we've got Laura and Salix. And we have Salix protecting Crazy Loop 18, Laura protecting Into My Dream 17, and then our other 3 songs, Down Low, which is a slow-paced song. We have Flight of the Bumblebee 19, and Personal Reality, which is also a slow-paced song, even slower. So it looks like we're just going directly into song 1 here and getting going with Crazy Loop. Good mind avoidance by both players. Yeah, double stepping those crossovers, handling it well with the mine pits and everything. One mine on Salix's side, and then a miss, or I think a late, excuse me. Still close match at this point, but looks like Laura has the lead. It looks like we've got our names backwards on here, just for those who are unfamiliar with these players. That Laura is on the right side of your screen, and Salix is on the left side. I'll see if we can get that fixed really quick as they continue finishing the song out. Salix with a lead going into the last bit of this song, so let's see with this little bit of syncopation here that Salix takes it by just 300 points. A very close match, and it really just those off judgments kind of causing more of a point difference there in the mines, because it looks like the difference in perfects was big, but there was also two of your X's on those mines, you know, triggering them on accident. But Salix takes song 1, and we're going to Into My Dream.
style.
I love seeing the respect between players and just the excitement to get to compete and, you know, just,
Are you ready?
you know, do what they do and enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, we are competing, but this is all fun. This is for the love of the game. Lara started out with a total white combo there. Center panel, though, getting a little tricked up with the up arrow to center. Right now, it's just, it's even, and it's kind of going back and forth. You know, the old phrase, trading perfects. I hate to say it sometimes, but really, yeah, they're only 36 points apart. That is just a perfect difference, essentially. So it's just going to come down to, are you able to keep your form together for all these different center panel patterns and interesting, like, little crossovers or foot switch them, and make sure that you are, you know, able to hit the center panel when it comes up with specific patterns. Both players snagging a miss on one of those center panel hits during the hold. This is still neck and neck. See the score flashing on Lara's side. Oh, and another miss on that center panel. That might have just cost it. No. Both players kind of missing the end there and kind of forgetting, not seeing that the song wasn't over, not exactly sure what was about to come up. Wow, it really, really came to just the end there. It's 3 of 5.
Select the next song.
So right now, Zalix is up 2-0. But we are going to go to our third song. Well, you saw a good match, huh?
Oh yeah, I saw.
That was a great match.
Very exciting match.
I was happy to commentate that one. That was a lot of fun to commentate.
I got the Instagram story for it.
And this match is going well too. That was extremely close until the very end there.
Let's do this.
Just coming down to the
wire.
last bits of the song, and having very similar judgments.
I just saw
Lara starting out with the white combo.
Yeah, and I saw Zalix got 10 on a song just now, so getting adjusted.
Yeah. But now we've got one that's just
Now they're both like, what do
a
we
lot
want to stop
slower,
to?
a lot more slower paced and just kind of tricky to time because of how slow it is.
Yeah.
Even though this is faster than Personal Reality, it feels slower.
Yeah, musically, yes.
Yeah, the pacing of it is very, very slow. So Zalix coming with a slight lead from the beginning. Would you say that Lara is mainly a pump player?
Yes.
So a song like this being slower, it's going to make it even harder to time accurately because you just have to really be able to feel the beats.
And control yourself too. So a lot of times you just arrow go fast, feet go fast on pump it up.
Yep. So we got about a 2,000 point lead.
Ooh, gets a perfect coming out the stop. But yeah, Zalix is looking really strong on this one. Both players get through the purples.
Still keeping that lead.
200 combo.
It looks like if it continues just the same, that Zalix will be taking this over Lara 3-0 and moving on. And almost a 99K. Great score. Yeah. Both players happy for each other, getting to play. You just love seeing the respect and the friendly competition.
Here
and
comes
having
the
fun.
selfie.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Very cute.
It's a good introduction to new players. You know, like for icebreakers. You know, you're like, hey, we played a match together. That's a good conversation starter. You know, you reflect on the match together. Because a lot of us here, like, we have a lot of common interests with each other, but it's a little bit hard to kind of like just introduce yourself to somebody if there's like, if you're very shy or like there's nothing really to like break the ice in the first place. So matches are a very good way to talk to each other.
I think something, that's fun about dance game tournaments and not tournaments, you know, just going and playing at places. it forces you to meet people because you're going to play with another person on the same machine as you, whether you go to Dave & Buster's or Round 1 or your local arcade playing SMX, or if you're here, you're absolutely playing with somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you could always have the option, not here, but at an arcade, to go, I'm just never going to play with somebody.
Yeah, try to
but
time
even
yourself
then,
to the peak out, non-peak hours.
even then, you still have to be in the vicinity of other players, and we all just love this game, so it's fun to just talk about charts. And I have people constantly asking me questions about how do you handle this and stuff, and I love, sometimes they're like, sorry if I'm asking. I'm like, literally, I love talking about dance games. That's all I want to do. If you got me talking about dance games, I could just sit there and give a 2-hour speech on dance games DDR chat, and I go, 2 hours? That's like nothing. You want 6? You want 7? We could sit here and talk about it.
Yep.
So in 1998.
And then what's cool too is when you find other common interests, but you wouldn't have brought that up without the dance games first. A lot of times people will talk about what do you do for work, really, what do you do for school. And that's pretty good conversation topics too once you have the initial meet too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, especially at an event like CEO where there's over 4,000 people attending.
Yeah. I think this was
all
the
the
second
games.
largest CEO. I think, was it 2019? I think that was just a little bit bigger on attendance.
Interesting. I wasn't at 2019,
I think
so I don't
Jubaili posted about the attendance numbers, and this is the second biggest one. And it's cool knowing that this is at a different location than it has been before.
Yep.
Really enjoying it here. I still have yet to see the rest of everything.
Yeah, I haven't had
and
time to go to the fighting game area
Yeah,
yet.
I want to see some Melee for sure at some point.
When it's Marvel,
but-
last year I dumped my stream dues to go watch Marvel 3 Top 8.
Yeah, but we have so many good dance gamers here in our community of people that it's hard to pull yourself away because you just keep seeing people you're meeting new people, friendly faces, and just having a good time, getting to watch these matches. That's what it's all about, is, supporting each other and just, having fun, really, and hitting, stomping some arrows.
Yep.
But no tickets.
Yep. And real quick, let's take a look at the bracket where we're at right now. So we are up here, winners final on the top side, Laura versus Cydia. On the loser side, we have Miko and Allery coming up. I think they just finished their card draw, so I see both of them queuing up to the machine. And we also have Freya and Zalix, who I believe are friends, pitted up against each other, which segues into Jai's chat message, how brackets put people that know each other against each other.
Oh, yeah.
So it creates a new layer of metagame strategy where, I know this person's preferences, you know my preferences, we know each other's strengths and weaknesses.
I'm looking right past you and seeing on the side of us two of our TOs who are helping out, and it just reminds me of who always gets pitted against each other. It's MCAT and Hints, who played each other countless times in different games too, even in Extreme.
Yep.
But they always get matched up in SMX. Both very, very good players.
Very good. I lost to MCAT at B-Hop Ball recently.
Yeah, no.
She swept me 3-0 clean.
Yeah, so I know she's been practicing a lot for this as well.
Yep. She has a revenge arc because she didn't make top 16 last year, so it was very disappointing for her. It gave her some obstacles to overcome mentally, especially with the confidence factor. She practiced really hard, but she just felt like she underperformed. So she's, you take those losses, you grow from them.
Yeah.
And, losing's very hard, but that's just tournaments. People are gonna win and lose. It's how you handle your emotions afterwards.
Yeah.
That matter. And also, tournament play is very volatile. Anything can literally happen in a tournament setting.
Yep. Anything. Well, almost anything. We aren't going to get new song drops that we have to play, fortunately.
Red October 2023 did that. We got Stars, Low Workout, in bracket. 2022, we got the What You Gonna Do update. Heard that 100 times throughout their stream.
So our card draw, we've got
the last time.
The Last Time protected by Allery, the Bass and the Melody protected by Miko, and then our other 3 songs being Your Own Destiny, To Your Beats, and Nothing Gonna Stop.
You see players kind of mess around with their sensitivity settings. I think they opted to do no warm-up. I know for a couple players, like Allery, she played in pool 1 already, so I think she's ready to just move on. She's pretty warmed up already. And ready to get some food when we're done.
Yeah.
It's 7 o'clock local time over here.
Oh my gosh, I need to go eat.
Yeah, and we still have the upper division coming up after this. All right, Alec coming with a small 300-point lead.
We're
I'm
just
sorry,
starting.
299. Handling syncopation pretty well here.
Hey, when it's $2.99 at the store, you say it's $3, right?
Yeah, yeah, you round up.
You're just doing some guesstimating there.
Oh, and the lead trade there.
Yep.
A lot of syncopation on this chart.
Yeah, we're just swinging back and forth at the moment.
A little
this is
behind
essentially
there.
tied. We got the lift. Allery messed up on that lift. Cost some points. Nico having a small lead right now. Another lift. The center panel lifts are tricky to handle sometimes. Because you're holding it down and you're thinking you could have your other foot nearby, it's not a big deal, but then all of a sudden you have to do a very specific thing on it. Yeah, Miko coming out with a much bigger lead. As long as she keeps holding this perfect full combo, she will be taking song number 1, which was Allery's Protect.
Yep. Yeah, it's a big part about being able to stay strong throughout the entire song, not just let the opening tilt you.
Yeah.
Hey, now that wasn't so bad.
Yeah, a little less than 2,000 points off each other on that song.
Reselect music.
So Biko goes up 1-0. Coming up next is the bass and the melody, Hard 17.
Banger. Anything by
Everything by
Cyril.
Cyrils is so good.
Yeah.
Confirm selection. Select options.
Melody. Oh, it's bass. That's what I just said. The melody when it definitely says bass there.
I need to turn that off. All right, just double checking settings.
Yep.
I overheard Laura just use her set redraw. It's just I don't think I like that more. So that's the courtesy about one of the special actions to redraw the whole set. You might get a better or worse set.
Oh yeah. Unless you see literally every song on that set is your absolute worst songs. With a set redraw, you never know.
Yeah,
and even then, if you get similar songs, that's it. It doesn't matter. It's only with the single song that if you get a redraw of something that happened, you go, no, we're doing it again.
But back to the match. Allie picked up pretty early in the song. Uncharacteristic mistake by her, but
Still got
like we
something
said,
to go. I think this is one of the better backgrounds in the game. So fun. Lift there, both players getting that lift. Miko keeping the perfect full combo going and just keeping a little bit better timing overall.
both players effectively double stepping those crossovers.
Miko with a
Handling the offbeats pretty well.
2,000 lead. Looks like she will close out the PFC here. Yeah.
Solid performance from Miko, another PFC. 5 stars. Allie having a little bit of trouble finding the window on that one. Wait, what fell over?
We tilted it out. Oh, that's how it's supposed to be. Okay. It says it sounds better.
We're good, sorry.
All right, Miko up 2-0 in this set here. So Allery fighting for a tournament life in losers bracket here.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this was a song that was very early in the game. So you sometimes with these older charts, you've got some center panel stuff that might just be more tricky and less expected than some of these newer songs where they kind of, you know, had more of an idea.
They had a different charting style back then, and they learned from feedback from players directly, like what kind of patterns players do and don't like to see. Going to the second half song, Allie's got a pretty decent lead here, the kind of thing you need to claw back into the tournament.
It is very close still. I don't know if the ending here does any like interesting stuff. I don't think so. I think it's more just straightforward, like some jumps.
Think about.
Oh no, you have the crossovers. That's right.
Somewhere around 400 points. So. Allie fighting for a tournament life here.
Great job.
And hangs
Allery
in there with a
that.
5-star. Miko right behind there.
It's about 500 points. And really, yeah, just a difference of perfects.
And they both got a uncharacteristic miss on that, but they both got the exact same max combo.
Yeah, they had a miss on the same note. A very early miss, but just shook it off and kept going.
To your beat. To your beat. All right, we are looking at To Your Beat Hard Plus, the
More
level
so.
18.
More, yeah. Glad we get to hear it.
Musically, the set's probably one of the best ones we've had. All right, song number 4.
Not Google, but YouTube. The thing is, if you're like worried about being slow, well, then you would do
Starting on this one, Miko's got a slight lead. Allie rushing just a little bit in the intro. Need to step just slightly later.
Still a lot of song to go. Crossover there.
Oh, the rolls. Miko staying gold through that.
Yep. Allery getting a miss, and Miko lead building just a little bit more, staying with that perfect full combo. There's a crossover again.
Yeah, at this point, for Miko, just needs to maintain what she's been doing the whole time, play clean. No unforced errors here, and she's probably going to take this one 3-1.
And Miko takes
And a
it.
5-star by Miko. And unfortunately, that ends her tournament run for Women's Non-Binary. Pretty long day for having played 2 different tournaments in the same day like that. And Miko, pretty solid performance all around. A lot of PFCs there. Very solid timing. Moves on, stays alive in the tournament. For Miko, She's going to be playing the winner of Freya and Zalix, who I believe is about to finish up on Pilot's stream.
They're on the other cabinet. So I think we will be seeing.
And they just finished their second song, so it looks like Freya's up 2-0 in that current match.
So I think we'll be seeing
Laura and Cydia coming up next. Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me tell you how hard of a work Cydia is, right? Cydia's literally editing photos while having a match and getting ready to play right behind us, right here.
Yep.
Always on the grind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're almost concluding here with the lower division. And then with the lower division, there are no advancements this time. We're just going to completely resolve the whole tournament.
Yep, and then go to the upper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just because from our observations last year, and this is just my personal observation, where you advance someone from lower pool to the upper pools, and it's just like way out of the league. It's fun for them to play, but sometimes, you know, I'd rather be done for the day and go get dinner or something.
And be able to take that W going, hey, I won the lower division.
Yeah, just get a full formal result, you know?
Yeah.
Versus like unresolved bracket.
Yeah.
There's pros and cons of both things, but the feedback seems to be like we're okay with not playing additional matches.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice to be done and you just go, cool, I can do other stuff.
Yeah, cool. I'm happy with my outcome. I played plenty already.
Right.
Yeah, especially in a 3 out of 5 format, that's like a huge stamina drain, like for the course of the tournament. Because you're playing in spurts. You're playing a set, then you're waiting, cooling down, warming up, playing again, versus playing consecutively in a more comfortable setting. Once again, I'm likely to step off to watch Laura's match whenever she gets up.
I was wondering why we're hearing a song so loud, and it's because the pump cab, they're playing 4 people at once, so 2 cabinets are playing at the exact same time, so the song is doubly as loud. I was wondering, I was like, is somebody playing music? Of course we're playing music, but the dance games were just being loud.
We have some AirPods here.
Yeah. But let's see if I can. I'll be right back.
We got dear Chad stepping off for now. Thank you, Chad, for commentating. And we have Pilot taking a quick break, and Pilot's going to come back during either the end of this pool or probably whenever the upper division starts. So we'll see if Laura and Cydia choose to warm up. It looks like they're going to go straight into Dark Phoenix.
Select options. Let's go.
Yeah, one of the tough parts about not being able to sign on, you have to kind of just remember what their settings are. I believe Miko and Freya are going to be queuing up to play on possibly on the other machine, or they might play on this machine. So we're down to the last 4 matches of the tournament. We'll see what the TOs decide here. Yeah, we're almost concluded with women's non-binary lowers division, and then don't get worried yet. We also have the upper division, which features MCAT, Maid Misa, Issa, Malia, and Shinobi.
Player 1 ready.
Dark Phoenix. This would be, I believe, Laura's first time playing Dark Phoenix. So,
all right, let us get this stepping show on the road.
Get ready.
Oh, they're both reading quite fast. I think the idea here was
to do better in the first 75% of the song.
I might as well do fine on the intro and just, you know, I might be eating it at the end, but that's okay because I don't have to read really slow the whole time.
Yeah, both players drifting a little late in that part of the song.
The song is just tricky to keep time in general, just because the beat being 1 2 3 1 2 3 with your quarter notes rather than
being visually
rather than triplets at a slower pace. So it just having to switch between red and blue, kind of feeling like your downbeat, is very tricky for people who are used to it. Cydia coming up with the lead. Both players, I think, full comboing.
All right, about to go up to speed. This part can potentially make or break the song, so Cydia needs to do a really good job at this part to maintain the lead. It's so fast. Yeah, it's pretty tough to read.
Yeah, that is not easy to do. About just below 97K. Good, very good. Especially with having to read that ending so fast.
Yeah, I believe they both played around 500 BPM, it looks like.
Yeah, not me.
And especially when the chart's not as dense in that part compared to like the wild chart, it gets pretty tough to read.
Yeah.
When there's a lot of space between the notes.
You have to be ready to snipe them.
Selected. Options. Player 1, ready.
Wait, it's show you love, not show you, right?
I think they're gonna figure it out.
Show you love.
Yep.
There you go.
They gotta correct it.
You got it.
Make sure your speed's good. Check your speeds.
Options.
Yeah, just had to remind them that they just played Dark Phoenix, so make sure their speeds are good. I think both players have already done their
I think
checks
they got it
for
ready on the
selection.
last one and
Yeah.
carried over.
But it's always good
show
to
you
remind
and
them,
then, yeah.
especially play something like Luna, so you can play on high speed.
Yeah,
you know?
what would happen if you start a song and you go, my speed is wrong? Are you able to just say that in the first couple seconds and start the song over?
Yeah, when you realize it, we'll give you all like a chance to restart.
If you were to get like, say, this far into the song at this point and
That's
say
too much, yeah.
it's too late.
Yep.
But the first few steps, you'd be okay. Or starting off with the lead on this. Both players holding a perfect full combo.
100 combo.
Very comfy quarter note timing in with a little syncopation, just sneaking up on them. Oh, and that one
Cydia
catches
snagging
Cydia.
one early, costing some points. It's still a matter of just timing. It's not like eating a big handful of misses. That one early, just depending where that early is, could be 5 perfects worth or maybe 8 perfects worth. But you just have to shake it off and keep going. It's still a close match with both players hovering around the same amount of a thousandths point. I can't tell exactly how far away it is. Like 100 or less than 100 points.
Yeah, that's where the timing comes in. If you time the rest of the song well, despite the error, you can still stay in there. Oh, that one flickered a bit.
Out
That
with a very
flickered.
strong
That
ending,
flickered.
just holding
About 90-ish point? 92? Look at that, 12 to 13 with one early. Their judgments were almost exactly the same.
98. Yeah. Yep. Less than 100. Just less than 100.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going song number 3 with both players winning on their protect. And now we're going into the songs we struck to. The first one being Electric 17. Senorita 18. And then if we go to song 5, it will be Gargoyle, the hard 17, which if I remember right, there's some weird patterns in there as far as
there's a lot of centers in the hard chart.
Being a pump song, kind of is a reference to pump center panel. I didn't realize this chart, it's hard and hard plus were so close. interesting.
I believe the hard plus has more lifts in comparison to the hard chart when it was introduced.
Uh-huh.
I remember being a topic of discussion in the StepManiaX Discord.
Both players having a little friendly conversation going into this.
And then for Laura, she started off on Pump It Up Fiesta EX, which the song was featured on. So she might remember it musically. But Cydia coming up with a small lead coming out of this intro.
I do know Cydia warmed up with this song on Wild earlier, so definitely familiar with this song. But maybe not with the chart.
Yeah, very, very different chart. And just like I mentioned, there's lifts in this chart. Right on the electric syllable.
And I think they're just like a perfect apart. Laura messing up that lift a little bit. And then another one. Cydia having the lead at the moment, but we still got some song to go. It's not over till it's over.
The lifts are getting Laura though. So
yeah, it's a bigger lead now from Cydia.
Yeah, giving Cydia a pretty decent advantage for hitting all the lifts. Rushing the jacks a little bit though.
Yeah. Oh, very close.
So close.
Just less than 200.
Yeah, and
but yeah,
Laura,
those lifts really just being what
lifts
costed. Unfortunately, no, yeah, those lifts are never easy. You get to the top of the top players, and even they are like, yeah, lifts, not easy. Me, I notoriously had trouble with the chart get lifted for a while.
There's some good ghost stepping tech out there.
Oh yeah, no, I had to learn it. I had to. Some lifts you really got to have that ghost step tech down, or else it just feels like you're doing something doesn't really feel intuitive to dance gaming. But if you're able to do a ghost step in a certain way, it kind of becomes easier. So now we're going into song number 4, Cydia up 2-1. So we will see who takes this for winners final. Some faster paced streaming. I think this is the fastest streaming we're going to be seeing. I mean, Show You Love kind of had some, but it wasn't quite as
Is this
dense.
175, I believe? Oh, it says on the screen. Yep, 174. Unfortunately, this is a little bit more of a straightforward chart. I believe this is a little bit similar to the DDR Extreme chart.
Yeah, it is. It's very similar to the Extreme chart.
Very nice homage. Fun fact, Señorita was the only song missing from DDR Extreme Japanese version compared to the arcade counterpart. But we got Max Grade instead. Both players nailing the stop.
Oh yeah, those jacks. Those are in Extreme for sure, because I foot switched some of them. Cydia still with the lead here.
But it's starting to flicker.
Going to the end here. Both players doing great on their timing. Cydia really just pulling through at the end, getting the 99 3K. Both players fist bumping each other. Good, very good match. Going
got a little scary to course,
Cydia,
but 2 perfect difference between them.
Yeah.
Very competitive match here.
And just a couple of those perfects being outside of the near window. But overall, a very, very good showing. So Cydia takes that in winners finals.
Sitting in grand final.
Yep, and we'll have Laura on the loser side of the bracket. Still alive, still playing, and we will see where it goes from there.
Yeah. And just another quick look at the bracket. Once it's updated, Laura's going to be sitting in losers final, waiting for the outcome of Miko versus Freya. Winner of that will play Cydia, and Cydia has to lose twice in order for the tournament to be over.
Yes. So we will see how that goes. I think for now, I am going to step off, get some food, hang out with some peeps for a little bit.
Yeah.
I may be back on in a little while.
But yeah, we gotta take breaks. It's healthy.
Or I may have some time tomorrow in the earlier parts of the main brackets. But I'm looking forward to the competition nonetheless. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. But for now, I've been DDR Chad, otherwise known as StepManiaX Chad. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the women's non-binary lower bracket. In the upper bracket when we get to it here at Project Storm at CEO 2025.
It's crazy stacks. It'll be a good tournament.
Already been a good tournament. We're just getting, it's only Friday, baby.
It's only day one.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Have a good one.
Thank you, Chad. Yeah, we're in top 4 territory, so loser of this match unfortunately goes out at 4th place. Just double check the settings since we can't log in. All right, Big Boss going right into it, no warm up. We just saw Big Boss earlier in the first match of the day. Oh, they forgot to turn the background off. Right, let's see the mocap in action here. Both players rushing this part just a little bit. Miko coming out with a gold combo though. Let's see how they handle these spins. Good switching on the freeze. Still pretty close. Ooh, that's a pretty close score right there. A little over 100 points. Yeah, Freya had the better timing, but picked up the early late in the pair part of the song. Just got kind of tripped up by all the different rhythms in there. Well, Miko maintained a perfect combo. Miko did mention to me earlier that she's having a little bit of trouble with this machine. She seems to feel like she has hit a little bit later than what she's used to typically, as you can see by the graph. But that takes care of our first song. Up next is Para Symptoms. Miko coming out without a white combo. Sneaky little drill there. Been back and forth over here though. Coming up to the stop. Miko with a very small 400-point lead. Both players avoiding the mines, but picking up a late on the left arrow by Freya while hopping around to avoid the mines. Ooh, gets chipped out by the center down up pattern. And Miko closes that one out with a PFC. Freya not too far ahead with a 97K. This puts our match up to 1-1. Oh, their perfect counts are almost the same. Coming up next, Electronic City Pops. This one could be a little bit tricky if you're not too good at offbeats. I believe this one had a lot of like even note patterns, like da 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 type of notes. A lot of players at a higher level, they choose to add ghost steps into it to maintain their timing on evenly spaced notes like that. Players finally remembering to turn on the brightness because they were having to deal with the hot dogs and the pizza in the background while trying to read all the arrows. Quite a huge distraction to have the background on. Right now. This lead just keeps trading back and forth. I wonder if the players are noticing go back and forth, because I know Cydia mentioned in their match that they kept watching the yellow flash going back and forth and just made them nervous. Saw, I think, about a 60-point difference in Miko's favor. Still got about maybe 30% of the song left to go to possibly try to flip the match with the Galps coming in. Yep. Once again, we got a lead trade by them. These players are so evenly matched for each other. And Freya picks up a 99K score on that one. Only a 4 perfect difference between them. They were just back and forth that entire song. It was hard to tell who was going to take it at the end. All right, up next is Equinox. And then for the fans of Smori, if you go to Pilot's stream right now, Smori and his dad are playing together. Smori's a 10-year-old no-bar player who was seen at Love Arcade this year in February. Had a little short showcase for them. Yep, going to song number 4, Equinox. Freya up 2-1. This song starts off with a slowdown. And there's actually 2 of them. The panels are stuck. we have a pad issue here. So we're going to take a look. We have a sticky panel here, as you can see.
Settings.
Very interesting, the outer sensor. So while that's happening, y'all can look at my pretty face for a bit. Let's talk about the next pool then, since we're down to our last 4 matches. Let's see what upper division has for us.
I think, I don't know. I haven't opened it yet.
I apologize. Yeah, my brain was in it after that. I like cut the background.
Let's see, I need to find the correct window here. Okay, I found the window. Monitors to my right, so I have to like scoot over to see what it is. All right, so for the upper pool, whenever that gets started, we have Malia versus Shinobi. Winner of that will meet up with MCAT, Maid Misa, and Issa. And this one's a 5-person tournament. We tried to divide the groups up where we could. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yep. And then the loser of A and C. So loser of Maid Misa versus loser of Shinobi and Malia. And we're just going to go up the bracket like normal. We have 8 matches to play out.
I know. I chose my own fate.
And we'll just go ahead and switch it back to the other bracket since that's where we're currently at. Oh.
This is StepManiaX. Select your difficulty.
All right, so pad issues were looked at.
Okay.
Yep, and they're both discussing about their mods. They are going to remember to turn the background off. So let's get back to the Equinox here. As y'all saw, just the short moment we just played it. It starts off with a slowdown. And there's a second one in the middle of the song that's telegraphed by a yellow note, or yellow line on the beat bars. Y'all don't have to play. Yeah. I was telling like, don't play the whole song. So it's not so we're just having to play half the song just to do a little bit of a sanity check on the pads. Miko's vibing a bit. Her pad was working fine. Take 2 hours. Yeah. Or we need to move this to the other machine for start up. Or do y'all want to do the rest of this to the other machines? Up to y'all. That way we can start upward. Yeah. This is like 8 matches on one machine will take 2 hours. Just watching the time. All right, Freya coming out ahead on that slowdown. Both players just kind of visually timing the slowdown. And Freya pulls that one out by about 400 points, moves on to the third place match. They both got the exact same perfect count again. They're so close to each other. But the unforced errors costed Miko this match, unfortunately, or lost her the chance to win the match.
That's it. That's it. I think that's it. I think that's it, right? That's 2-2. Oh. I reported interrupted.
My mistake. I think I reported a wrong score. All right, we are going to song number 5 of Miko versus Freya. Unfortunately, they're fighting for the tournament lives here, so loser of this is 4th place of the lower bracket. We're starting to queue some players up for the upper division. Ooh, that late chord cohesion hit on the up-down jump flipped the lead, so I think it's about a 1 perfect difference. Ooh, both players getting perfect on that drill. I can hear Miko vocalizing while playing. This lead has flipped so many times during that part of the song. But Miko comes out slightly ahead, but once again, the lead flips. Oh, the lift drop. About 190 points separated them. Really good time by both players. Miko just kind of lost at the end there, rushing a little bit. But with that, Miko is 4th place for the lower bracket of women's non-binary. Steph moves on for a chance at grand finals, plays against Laura again. Waiting for players to get ready. At this stage of the tournament, you do have to wait for the results of the match to prepare for the next one. So we just have a little bit of bottlenecking that you just see in the top 4 of most events. So we'll be right back. Hang tight for a second.
That's so good.
And like I said, we do have another stream on Pilots with Spori and Made Misa playing right now. Made Misa will be part of the upper division. I cannot see the current card draw. Let me see if I can send it to myself to see what's being played. All right, let's commentate the card draw over here. Yeah, so in the upper division, we see Wild Mode featured. I believe the range is 21 to 24 for this round. You see Mothership and Music is Moving protected here. And then Temple of Love, Forever and a Day, and Why Don't You will be played. Yeah, Malia just made a comment that she's been playing since 10 a.m. because she plays in every tournament possible at every event she goes. Good job. All right, looks like Shinobi and Malia are walking to the other cab, so if you want to catch the early rounds of Upper Division, please check out Pilot's stream, Pilot VG. Let me go ahead and send that to the other cabinet. And now we have Freya and Arul drawing for a third place match, losers final of lower division. They're doing their preferences right now, your seating incentives. Why do you want to be higher seated? You get the first choice between Protect Order, Veto Order, and Side Choice. So it looks like Aurora will be on the left side, and let's see, Freya has the first Protect. And they do have special actions available to them. All right, I've got the card draw here, so let me go ahead and talk about it. So I think I can go ahead and just pull them up here. Browser source, card draw. Just one stick here where I can see it. All right, card draw. Let's talk about it. Freya has protected Pink Fuzzy Bunnies over here. This one is featured in, I think, ITG3. So I know she at least knows the song. Laura's making a decision here about what she wants to do. She has pocket-picked Shiawase. I didn't see what song she did it over because it happened too fast, but musically it's one of Laura's favorite songs. It's always good to play a song that you just genuinely enjoy. Typically that's what you see in pocket picks. Some people want to go the route of trying to metagame their opponent. Some people just want to play what they're really comfortable with, especially when you're down to your last chance in loser's bracket. This is basically your last opportunity to use it, so there's no reason to hold on to it unless you're confident you can win the match and have it for the next round. All right, so we've got the final set resolved here. We have Pink Fuzzy Bunnies, Shiawase, Gargoyle, Just My Love, and Bubbles are the neutral songs of the set. We'll see if the players opt to warm up or not, but they've just pretty much getting right into it. And once again, winning on the grand finals on winner side is Cydia, who we saw earlier.
Select player difficulty. Hard. Okay. Make your selection.
If you want it.
Difficulty confirmation. Select options.
We're doing Dance in the Dark for a warm-up. Get your feet moving.
Player one ready.
Laura opts to play the wild chart just because she's been sitting for a little bit.
Are you ready?
Yep, once again, this is a warm-up song, and then they go right into it. And then on the other side, Malia and Shinobi have just finished warming up, so they're about to play Mothership on Wild Mode for the first song of their match.
100 combo.
Really key thing with warm-ups is, like we were talking earlier when DDR Chad was around, is just kind of like feeling out panel behavior, how hard and how light you can hit panels and still get away with triggering certain judgments. And then they have to play about half the song just to not use up all the energy for this potentially 5-song set.
Okay, but next time let's try stepping on beat.
But yeah, starting things up, we are starting off with Pink Fuzzy Bunnies, a 211 BPM song. This is on the higher end of the game's BPM range. And this notoriously has some very, very tricky center patterns.
Difficulty confirmation. Player one ready. Great. Are you ready? Action.
Wow, Laura coming out with a white combo of the intro. And Freya picking up a couple of perfects on the center panel parts, but still holding strong.
200 combo.
All right, let's see how they do with the slowdown coming up. Caught herself. And lead trades based on the middle panel jack. All right, song speeding up again, back to its normal BPM. Onto the offbeats. Lead goes back to Laura. Perfectly double steps the center panel crossovers. There's still more.
Perfect.
Oh, uncomfortably close. About 200-ish points off each other. Yeah, Frey had slightly better timing, but unfortunately picked up some extra off judgments to give that one to Laura. But this puts Laura in a favorable position to be up 1-0 and playing her pocket pick of Shiawase, her favorite song of the whole game.
Player two ready.
Now, you gotta make sure you adjust to playing a slower song immediately after playing a higher BPM song. This one is 150 BPM, so pretty sizable amount of difference in the amount of notes per second you see. players absolutely locked into that intro. Freya leading by a little bit in the slowdown. Laura unfortunately hits it late. Freya staying gold coming out of that, but the lead trades right there. Coming out the slowdown. Freya coming out just a little bit late, and then just because you weren't sure when it would speed up again. Alright, Laura goes up 2-0 with a 99K in her pocket pick. Only 6 perfects. 6-12 is a crazy, crazy close.
Select the next track. Confirm the selection. Now it's time for the ultimate performance.
All right, like I've said in other matches, Freya is fighting for her tournament life here on Gargoyle. And this one has a little more SMX specific tech in comparison to some of the charts. So a lot of center panel stuff here. You see both pairs go stepping quarter notes to maintain their timing.
200 combo.
Very helpful. There's a long break in the song, or a long break between notes. All right, first two, Laura with a slight lead. And you see those center panels create sort of like a crossover effect. They have to do like a half-turn crossover on it. And if you choose a double step, you gotta make sure you don't accidentally hold down the panel while you do it. Both players coming out gold with that. Going into the next break in the song. Third verse coming in here. A little bit of syncopation added to it. Laura looking a little more comfortable in comparison. Freya slightly rushing the syncopation. And both players missed the lift, but solid 99 from Laura. Ends Freya's run at third place. Only 7 perfects, another single-digit perfect count for Laura.
Player 2 ended. High scores.
And with that, we have a rematch between Cydia and Laura for Grand Finals of Women's Non-Binary. Let's do it again. need to take some promotional photos for women's non-binary. But on the other cabinet, we have a stellar matchup coming up. Maid Misa versus Issa coming up. And then it looks like Laura and Cydia just finished their pre-match options here. I'll be right back. I gotta take some photos.
Here we go. Select your difficulty. Hard mode. Pick a song. Confirm difficulty. Options.
All right, I am back. Oh, I must have moved some stuff around. Okay.
Music selected.
All right, I'm back. We have Cydia versus Laura. Going right into it with Utopia, protected by Cydia. Daydream, protected by Laura. And then our three neutral songs are It Gets Better, Clickbait, and You Can Win.
The sweet sound of Kyle Ward.
For all the ITG fans here, this was featured in the first In the Groove game.
Action.
Very familiar song. All right, Laura come ahead out of that first verse. Despite missing early, Laura still maintaining a lead in this part of the song. See that? Not too far behind though.
300 combo.
Ooh, that early did not cost either. About a 1,000 point difference between them.
You're a machine. Select another. Confirm selection. Player one ready. All right.
Laura goes up 1-0 on that set on Cydia's Protect. Coming up next is Daydream.
Get ready. Go.
Ooh. Picked up an early there for Laura, so this gives Cydia a pretty good advantage going to the song.
100 combo.
We have the stutters coming up again to see they great execution there. Cydia still slightly ahead going to the last 25% of the song.
300 combo.
And 400 point difference, almost a 99 by Cydia. Laura not too far behind on that one. The unfortunate late in the beginning of the song, that stutter cost her the match with a better yellow timing, but Cydia maintained a clean PFC on that.
Okay, select another song. Okay. Player one, ready. It's time to step like you've never stepped before.
Song number 3, it gets better because we were 1-1 in the match. Laura's got a pretty comfortable lead here. She's got to maintain what she's doing. Well, Cydia's got to hope that she picks up a potential early from this, but I think Laura's got this one in the bag with a 99K score on that. Cydia still getting a respectable score with a 5-star. The unfortunate late. Again, their timing is so close to each other's. It's just the non-yellows that swing the match.
Your selection. Player one ready.
Song number 4, Clickbait. So Laura's in a position to reset the bracket. Meanwhile, Cydia needs to win this one in order to take it to the tiebreaker. Great song, by the way. Also very fun background. They are exactly tied with 1 early yellow each. All right, let's see how they do with the stop, though. Fortunately, that stop's not too bad compared to the wild chart that has a lift in it.
200 count.
I believe City is leading by about 1 perfect at this point into the song. But it's so close.
300 combo.
It's flickering. Oh, 1 point! What a way to reset the bracket. Everyone had to run and take pictures of that. Very end of the song.
Please enter your name.
And I believe that puts at a grand final reset. Cynthia's like, oh god. Everyone's like done playing. They're like, not again. Wow, that was something. Hydrate. Wow, like that was crazy. Like we said earlier, every match delivers. That was We're letting the players compose themselves a little bit before we pull them for another card draw. I think they're keeping everything exactly the same, so I'm about to pull up the card draw again. For entertainment. All right, I have received the card draw. All right, so I hear that City has protected Akil's Sun, Laura has protected Dum Daddy Doo, so now we're into the veto phase of the card draw. They're moving along so fast I can't even talk about the set, but EMEA was removed. Pretty good one. That one's got a pretty tough slowdown. And no love for Jenna Dre over here by Laura. So our final set. We are about to enact a single song redraw. I'm just pulling up the rules document really quick. Oh, I have it as before. Whoops.
That's how it was at Red October. I must have changed it. Yeah.
All right, we just had Bleep Bloop redrawn.
At the protection vetoes.
Make the selection. Hard.
That's what I intended it to be. But no, it did. I just changed it just now.
Select options.
I intended it to be the other way, like Red October.
All right, our final set. I Feel Sun, Dum Duddy Do, I Love You Baby, Ignition Starts, and Beautiful Man. This is the last match of the lower division of women's non-binary. And we've been having matches going in parallel on the other cabinet.
18.
Player one, ready.
Yep, we're in the grand finals reset now.
Let's go. Are you ready? Begin.
Both players opting to double step all the crossovers. Ooh, unfortunately, Laura a little bit late there, giving the lead to Cydia. Alright, going to add to the song, Cydia is up about 200-ish points.
300 combo.
And once again, the lead trades right at the end with only a 40-point difference. I'll tell you, these matches, they nail biters to the very end, you know. It's very important, like we were talking about earlier when Chad was on the mic, how you can't let those off judgments affect you. You need to just shake it off, play your best for the rest of the song, understand your win condition at that point, which was for Laura, just getting as many white perfects as possible. So that 13-1 versus the 20, close enough. But going to song number 2, Dum Duddy Do.
Yeah.
I made an error when I typed it out. It should go the same as 9 October.
Perfect
And
combo.
Laura with another strong showing. Double PFCs here, but Laura's timing is phenomenal with a single-digit perfect count to Cydia's 15, which is also a very respectable count. A lot of Cydia's era came into the later part of the song. But with that, Laura is now at tournament point, while Cydia is in a tough spot to be in. Cydia really needs this win to bring back the momentum their way if they want a chance at winning the tournament. So Cydia has a lot of pressure on them.
Go.
Both players getting early is about the same time. So this one gets a little bit tricky to time your steps to the wrapping. This is a classic song from Pump It Up Zero. This song is very infamous for having little 30-second bursts in the other charts of the song. Second verse is a little kinder with having mostly 8 notes. Laura up about 200-ish points, putting herself in a very favorable position to take it all. So she's got to stay locked in, while Cydia has a hope for a miracle here on the second wrapping part. Oh, it's flickering. Oh, Cydia had it. Cydia had the chance and then got psyched out by the yellow notes. But 6-9. You know, Cydia put a really good effort getting an SDP there to keep that close. But with that, Laura is your winner for the lower division of women's non-binary. So we'll take a couple photos, but the show must go on. We have MCAT and Malia playing next. So we're going to take a couple pictures and transition to Malia and MCAT. So let me get their match up and be right back.
all of our competitors asking, do I look cute? Do I look cute? Do I look cute? Of course. Of course. Here's our TO desk so y'all can see that as well.